And hello, and welcome to another wonderful day. And I'm so excited for today's show. And I really can't believe that we are almost like halfway of 2021. This year has really blown by so fast, and I'm so happy to be here and just be able to spread all this positivity throughout all of this to you guys. Although it seems like the pandemic's almost over, we still have really a ways to go before the world starts opening up and we're back to some type of normalcy. But today's guest is a very special guest. She's someone who has been a trailblazer in media and has created a voice for the Filipino community. It's even more important than ever to have representation in media and journalism to really provide context and substance to our stories. And that's really why today I'm just so thrilled to bring her on and share her story to all of our viewers. She's packed with so much personality and energy, and I really cannot wait to introduce her. But first, my name is Alvin Adriano, and I'm your host today on Celebrating Filipino Entrepreneurs. This platform was created to highlight some of the most innovative, fearless, and dynamic entrepreneurs who have created a path of success for themselves, but also creating a conduit for others to follow. Through their narratives and dedication to achieve, they have been an inspiration to so many others. I'm really getting so goosebumps because she's been someone I've been really so honored to have and been tracing her for a while. But honestly, I can't wait to bring her on. But if you are watching this live, please hashtag live. And if you're watching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. Share in the comments where you're watching from because we really want to know where you are and to represent your hometowns. I do want to acknowledge Miss Dia Nanette Vishayam, the founder of Bodhi's Light. She was on last week, and she's a boutique candle maker who took tragedy in her life and created an amazing story of resilience and perseverance that not only gave her family hope, but continues to illuminate so many households as well. As a son of a mompreneur, it's really amazing to see firsthand the power of women. I urge all the viewers to support Dia and Bodhi's Lights by visiting her website, www.bodhislightshines.com. It's true stories of real people who actually make changes in people's lives. So snaps for Dia, Justin, and their handsome son, Bodhi. So for today, I'm just so glad to have her here. And I must say that this is a vibrant lady who reached out to me, and I was really starstruck and speechless. She knew I have my own story, but I was really amazed that she reached out to me and allowed me to share her to her audience and her program. I am a person who loves to over prepare, and when she reached out, I quickly Googled her, everything I knew about her show, so I can guarantee that I would be able to match her intensity and her talent, but I was overmatched. She was a lot to handle, and she was nothing less than spectacular. And I was really intimidated by her demeanor, class, and flair. So instead of rambling on, let me tell you more about Miss Kat Iniba. Catherine Kat Iniba is a television journalist with over 10 years of hosting, reporting, and producing experience. She started her career as a freelance entertainment reporter covering movie premieres, red carpet, as well as the American Music Awards, Screen Actors Guild, and the Oscars. Kat Iniba's television show Halo Halo with Kat Iniba debuted on May 5th, 2008 in Southern California, airing on KSCI-TV LA 18. In 2013, the show expanded coverage to include airing on KIKU-TV in Hawaii. Halo Halo with Kat Iniba is the first must-carry-free television program catered to the Asian Pacific American community, and Kate Iniba's most notable interviews include Lea Salonga, George Sataki, Amy Chan, and Jon M. In addition to spotlighting successful APAs, the show also serves as a platform for highlighting inspiring and successful APAs in the field of business, fashion, food, music, and lifestyle. Her passion for storytelling continues to drive her today. Her mission is to provide an outlet for people to share their story in hopes of encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting others. You can catch her past stories and her videos on her YouTube channel, Halo Halo with Kat Iniba. She's also a classically trained pianist with over 15 years of experience and enjoys playing and teaching piano to young kids during her free time. She's an absolute representation of dedication and originality with a dash of elegance and charm. A role model for any young Filipina who wants to break into the media or journalism and who needs to see a familiar face. Kat represents the capability of the Filipino people who strive to make her dreams reality. So please smash those heart buttons and give Miss Iniba a well deserved thank you for being here today. So, as I am so honored to bring in possibly the future winner of the SoCal Award for Journalism in Southern California, Miss Kat Iniba. Hey, Kat.
Hi, Alvin. Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, that intro.
That's
Oh,
all
that
your
was,
intros, huh?
no one's been that kind to me. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on your show. I am so honored to be part of your celebrating Filipino entrepreneurs, and I love what you're doing. It's so rare to be asked to be interviewed, and so I'm kind of nervous, actually. I like being on the other side.
I know it's different. When you interviewed me, we spoke. I told you it's a lot different being the one asked questions, but yeah, I get to push the buttons today. So
I'm so nervous.
yeah, I mean, I gave you an amazing intro, and those are the things that I found on the internet and what you shared with me.
Oh.
But in your own words, what is it
Mhm.
that you do? Because it's different in your perspective. What is it that you do?
In short, short story, I just have this passion to showcase and spotlight Filipinos and Asian Americans in general, who are just trying to make a name for themselves in the entertainment industry, and that's pretty much how I began. I thought there's this need, for a show. I mean, they have BET, there's mainstream
Mhm.
media, but what about our community? And I want to see, there's we're more than just doctors, lawyers, and CPAs. We're entertainers as well. We have so much talent, and I just wanted everybody else to see that. And so that's why Halo Halo was born. I worked at this TV station
Mhm.
full time as a programmer and traffic manager, but there was this need from advertisers. They wanted to see more Filipino programming. And at the time, we were buying programming from the Philippines, the news and the dramas. And
Mhm.
we created this in language Filipino talk show that aired daily,
Okay.
Kababayan TV. And then I don't speak Tagalog, unfortunately. I kind of understand it.
Oh, don't
But
worry.
I told them, if you ever have a need for a Filipina host who's passionate about her community but can't speak the language, give me a chance. And they eventually did and started it out as a 15-minute show.
Oh,
And
that's great.
then,
I mean,
yeah, and then
and you talk about it, like you talk about your, kind of the build up, but this wasn't something that was just shot out the box, was it? Did you kind of plan that you were going to do this, or did they just offer you a show and all of a sudden it just materialized into something greater?
yes, exactly. It just materialized into something greater. So they said, okay, here's a 15-minute show. What are you going to do? And I thought, oh my gosh, you're giving me a chance. And I thought, I want to showcase Filipino entertainers, writers, producers, artists, musicians. And then I saw a need for not just Filipinos, but just the Asian American Pacific Islander community in general.
Hmm.
And so that's when I was like, how about this?
But this 15-minute opportunity became, I think, Hala Hala became running for like 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, 8 years. I was doing a full-time job while producing and editing this show that aired 3 times a week, and the hours just got so crazy. I needed, it caught up to me, and I needed to take a quick break.
And again, for the viewers who may, I mean, I'm mostly on the East Coast, and I know Halo Halo's on the West Coast. So, for a little FYI, Halo Halo with Kat Iniba is an entertainment and lifestyle show featuring the latest in Hollywood news, Asian and Pacific American entertainment, and spotlights on and upcoming artists in the community. So, we definitely don't see it on this side, and it's so refreshing to see your face and how you have coverage all over media, especially on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny because when you started, or I guess back then, we come in the age where free broadcast, free TV was like very prominent. And at the time, I can remember that's when MySpace started. That's when all the internet started. So I'm sure that has changed over the course of
Yes.
the last 10 years. I mean, everything has changed. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I guess that journey through
Yeah.
cable TV to now we're all on internet or some type of a medium like this.
Right. I know in the beginning, there were very few shows for our community, and this one, Halo Halo was free. All you had to do was turn on the TV. You didn't have to pay subscription.
Mhm.
But the biggest challenge was after I pitched it, how do I find our people? There were no resources. We subscribed to a newswire service, but it was all mainstream news.
Mhm.
So that's when my best friends were YouTube and Facebook, and they had just come out, like I think a couple of years before I started.
Oh
And
wow.
so it was everything was new, and I was spending hours on YouTube just saying, "Wait, that person looks Asian. That person looks Filipino." And then going through Facebook, like, are they on Facebook? And now it's beautiful to see that it's expanded just everything, and you can find us everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And, like, again, the internet and just being able to have different social media platforms, and then just like myself, using these social media platforms to get a message across, it's really changed the way that, one, that we give out and distribute information, but also just the consumption of information and how fast we can reach people. Has it been easier for you, now that you've seen the development from TV to now? Do you reach most of your people through YouTube, or is it through still other platforms?
No, it's a lot easier. And then now, I know we were talking before we started, people slowly started emailing me and contacting me like, hey, have you heard of so and so? And then artists will now contact me saying,
Yeah.
hey, I have this project. So it's so much easier. And I'm just so thankful. And it's beautiful to know that people are listening, people are watching.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's amazing to hear how it's evolved into, that 15-minute show to what you are now, like a seasoned, experienced broadcaster with just reach in every type of industry. But let's talk a little bit more about like how it started. I know this isn't like something you fell into. You said you started a job as a traffic manager, but I think, I read in one of your stories that you started like ever since you were young. In high
Yeah.
school, I think it was called
Oh my
Local News.
gosh. Yeah, you did do your research.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in high school, I actually wanted to be an actress when I was very, very. I saw Annie when I was a kid. I was like, I'm going to be the next Annie. But I don't have the talent. But I there was a broadcast journalism class in high school, and it was at the time the only one for our school because I'm quite old.
Uh-huh,
And it aired weekly on cable,
uh-huh.
and that's where I was able to learn how to write and shoot and edit video. And at the time, it was VHS tapes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you probably don't remember that.
No, I was born when there was Betamax.
Oh, okay, me too.
Okay, so
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that was a lot of fun for me. I don't know what it was, just putting a story together and just
Mhm.
talking to people and hearing them share their stories. I think that's when I first fell in love with journalism.
Yeah. But I mean, having those, I guess, influences, when you're young, you don't realize how influential these programs are to you and how they can really, like kind of push you or funnel you into a passion. Like I don't want to say anything wrong with, but Filipinos are usually put into engineering, doctor,
Yeah.
accountant, Navy or nursing. But, really when you have these activities or programs available to you, you start realizing what are your passions. And as you grow older, if you can make your passions into careers, it's even more beautiful because it's not even work. It's something that
Yeah.
you enjoy. So yeah, I mean, just reading your story and going from high school and then evolving into, I think you graduated from California State University Fullerton,
Yes, I did.
right? And how
Yeah.
was that experience? Did you have the same opportunities there?
I did. Well, I actually, when I went there, actually went to UH first, University of Hawaii, and I
Oh,
majored in acting
okay.
because I still wanted to act, but knew that wasn't for me. And then I did journalism there, and then transferred to Cal State Fullerton. And I realized, it's more than just journalism that I'm interested in. I want to know how to write film. It's all about a story for me, and I wanted to know how to do the whole production. And so I majored in TV film production.
Oh,
I
wow.
changed it, yeah, and which is great because I'm using all of those skills now.
Yeah, and that is great. I mean, it shows that, I mean, sometimes, in college we tend to not use the stuff that we've learned because it's really a lot of experience on the job. But yeah, I was reading more into the school, the program. So I think their tagline is Titans reach higher or something like that, right? So
You know it more than me.
I told you I had to Google everything so I can prepare.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to be outmatched this time, so I had to prepare myself. But yeah, I was just really excited because again, that's the story that we want to show people. You know, sometimes you can enjoy what you love and just make it into you can monetize it in a way where you can have a career for yourself and not have to give up some of your dreams. So yeah,
Yeah.
I just really want to show that. So any people who are interested in media and journalism, start when you're young. Start acting, doing plays. I remember when my brother first started, he wanted to be an actor too, and I mean,
Uh-huh.
he was in an assortment of plays. He's not an actor anymore. He has nothing to do with the camera. He hates big smoke.
Really?
Yeah, but when he was young, he used to do plays. I would never do that, and now I'm here on Facebook Live doing interviews. So it's just funny, but yeah, I just remember how passionate he was about doing it. He was in all types of plays, and it really just transformed into people because that's their creative side.
Yeah, it's so true. Like start young. If you know what you want at an early age, grab your cell phone and start doing it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful now because there's so many outlets,
Yeah.
you know?
And you can learn everything off YouTube. You can learn there's
Yeah,
so many different opportunities because before you had to go somewhere to school or
right?
you have to grow your community. That's sometimes it was just locally based, but now with social media and different platforms, you can just meet people from around the world and have a community online and share information, share what's happening, and that's the same way we got connected. It's just a really really beautiful thing that has evolved into now.
It has the beauty of social media. I mean, like you just mentioned, I learned everything through YouTube now.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm like, don't ever charge YouTube.
Yeah, don't put that new model in. Yeah, we definitely have
Right?
to.
Not yet.
Um, so now, I mean, you've been doing Halo Halo for a while now, and it's still running. Just is it still a weekly thing or a daily thing, or is it has it?
No, now it's not on TV anymore. It's online on YouTube. But I did during the pandemic, I worked with a couple of my friends from the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of South Bay, Los Angeles
Oh,
area.
nice.
And we talked about, how do we reach out to our Filipino community during this pandemic where everyone's stuck at home?
Hmm.
And we came up with the idea of producing this 1 hour show catered to the Filipino community, and
Hmm.
that airs every Fridays. Which we're so lucky to have you on and share your story. If you guys want to watch Alvin on the other end, you can catch it on our YouTube channel. You have a very inspiring story.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, again, it was just having platforms and reaching out to other Filipinos and inspiring them because that's what it took. As I mentioned before, I saw my mom as an entrepreneur. She left med tech and became a travel advisor, and that was a struggle for her. But with the help of the Filipino community, reaching out and creating networks and building relationships, we've been able to last for 32 years, and that's why like I love these type of shows or these type of communications because that's what we need, especially for a Filipino community. The more that we unite together and just not be segmented it and just focus on building our community, the more our voices will be heard. And so that I'm really glad that you reached out, and I'm glad that we connected because it just shows that we're able to do so many powerful things and reach so many powerful people who may just feel like they're just by themselves, wherever
Yes.
they are. So
Yeah.
it's really been a cool journey for me, and I'm so thankful for you being a part of it because it kind of set me off into this world of, I guess, my
Oh.
own media.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, the Filipino community, it's just, all the love, you can feel it. They're just rooting for you to succeed and then just sharing their stories. We need to be heard,
Yeah.
especially right now.
Exactly, exactly. And I know you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce. I believe the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, South LA or South Bay, but
Yes.
you volunteer your time too to do like you're like a board of director or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. We're board of directors for the chamber. So we try and help other entrepreneurs who
Hmm.
are, just starting out or, with anything like I think it was the PPP, how to, file your taxes or how to do marketing. So we try our best to serve our community that way as well.
And that's awesome. I mean, again, just having resources for them to be successful, it makes it a lot easier because, we don't have to be alone. We don't have to do it
Yeah.
by ourselves. A lot of people think that they have to do more things where it's like, like, let me get all this information, but there's so much help available. There's whether it's SBA, whether it's Chamber of Commerce's, whether it's just reaching out to your community like us and showing them how we've done it and how we can help them, achieve their dreams or their goals.
Yeah, that's why I always say it's like we have to share our story because there might be somebody here that's going through the same thing and needs help and they're, a little hesitant or they're not sure where to go. So if
Hmm.
we create a platform like what you're doing, we can hopefully help somebody.
Yeah, or inspire them or educate them or motivate them to just, try something different because, like, I love what you said about like helping entrepreneurs because I think it's really important. We Filipinos are known for great workers, but no one really thinks of us as entrepreneurs, and I think that's the biggest thing that we have to realize, that we can be entrepreneurs, we can be on the other end, we can create opportunities for other Filipinos, we can create opportunities for a ton of different for anyone that's under us, as long as we understand what the responsibility is and just showing that our hard work can pay off into the American dream, which is being a business owner and having ourselves be able to be represented in all types of industries.
Yes, it's so true. Let's work together. Uplift one another.
There we go. So you mentioned Spotlight TV. I think that started like last year in September,
Mhm.
right? And
Yes.
so that's I think I think I saw that you guys have been doing it for a while. You guys do a lot of lifestyle, travel, fashion, highlighting on businesses. But yeah, how's that evolved from Well, is there any difference from Halo Halo to Spotlight
Yes.
TV? Oh,
Yeah, I think now we're reaching a bigger audience because back with Halo Halo, it was just spotlighting mainly entertainers, artists, people and trying to make it in Hollywood. And
uh-huh.
this one, it's providing more information. Like, I mean, it's such a range of things, from real estate tips or how the housing market is going, or if you're trying to petition your fiance to come to America, what do you do? And so
Hmm.
it's all this free information and at the same time covering community events for the Filipinos, and then showcasing the beauty of the Philippines. Like here's Baguio City and here's Ilocos and Tarlac. I hope I'm
Yeah.
saying those right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like come visit.
Well, you know what we have to do? I'm a travel advisor and you've never been in Philippines, and it's one of
Yeah.
my things. I'm going to have to bring you. So I'm going to talk to the consulate and the
Yes.
embassy. And we're going to have to do a Spotlight TV where Kat's actually in Philippines and she can really see what it's like, and you're going to love it. I mean, the people there are so friendly. The way of life is just so free and just so authentic, and I know you're just going to enjoy every minute of it.
Yes, I have family there that I've never met. I have my aunts there, my aunt and uncle. Hopefully, they're watching.
I don't know if I have that
I
reach yet, but hopefully they're
I
watching.
think you
I'll do
do.
that for you.
You do. But
Um,
yeah,
So you do a lot of interviewing. You said you covered the entertainment, celebrities. I know I mentioned that you did Lea Salonga. You did APLDA from Black Peas. But was there an interview that you really just stood out and that was one of your favorite interviews?
I think my favorite would have to be Lea Salonga, just because growing up as a kid, I wanted to be her.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. I almost didn't make it. And then, but she was the sweetest and such an inspiring, she had such an inspiring story. She
Hmm.
took the time and I interviewed her twice and she
Hmm.
was just as, just beautiful and elegant and
Yeah.
eloquent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Miss Saigon fan, and that would just play on the replay, and just kind of like, oh my gosh! And then when you see her, just perform, it's just mesmerizing because you're just like looking at her, just like,
She's an angel.
yeah, I know, and it's just her name just has so much power to it, and yeah, I don't know if what I would do. I'd probably just freak out because she just has that demeanor around her. So,
Oh
oh,
yeah. The minute I knew I couldn't sleep for days, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess this up.
oh my goodness.
Have
Well,
you?
Oh,
Sorry.
no, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say, have you guys seen Yellow Rose with Lea Salonga?
No, I have not. How was that?
Oh, it's a beautiful story, and Princess Punsalan is it's all well, mostly Filipino cast. I don't know
Mhm.
if the viewers have seen it, but it's beautiful. Lea Salonga's in it, Princess Punsalan, Eva Noblezada. I definitely recommend because it's such a timely film as well. It covers immigration, being a dreamer.
Mhm.
So definitely check it out. I see a bunch of Lea
Yeah.
Salonga fans.
Yeah, I know. Let me recognize some of the people watching. Pierre's on here from San Diego. I see Jennifer. I think she's in LA. Thank you for watching. Sparkling Sparkles. I know she's from Philippines,
Uh,
so we've reached Philippines. Yes.
Yay!
But Connie, Jeff Cruz, Alvin Guina from Virginia Beach. So yes, thank you for watching again. Oh, and if you guys have any questions for Kat, once we get down to the Q&A portion, just drop it in the comments below and
Yes.
let us know what kind of questions that we can answer for you. And again, if you're really, really excited or really honored for Kat to be here, just hashtag proud Filipina to let her know how much we appreciate all of her groundbreaking efforts to really
Aw.
give a voice to the Filipino community.
Hi,
Um,
Connie. Oh, sorry.
no worries, no worries. You can say hi. Yeah, we're here
Hi,
for you.
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pierre, I believe if you're in the Philippines, it's on Netflix in the Philippines. But right now, if you're in America, it's on demand. So if you type up Yellow Rose, I think you can just get it through like Amazon Prime.
So that's great. We talk about Lea Salonga, but even for her breaking into Broadway and again giving voice to Filipinos, I'm sure in your career breaking in, we talked about it a little bit, but
Mhm.
what were some of the struggles for you that when you first got into media and journalism, trying to get your voice heard?
When I will never forget when I tried auditioning and they're like, nobody's gonna hire you because you're Asian, you're
Hmm.
Filipino. I remember before I wanted to do Halo Halo, I pitched it, and one of the executives told me, "No, you're just a desk job worker." I was like,
Oh,
"You don't even
wow.
know, you don't know that what I went to school for.
Yeah.
You don't know my experience and what I did before I came to work at the station." And
Hmm.
so that's why I was like, "Just give me a chance. I will prove you wrong." And I've been
Hmm.
told that at the time they're like, no, you're too ambitious. And that pushes you even more, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, gosh, first they told you you can't have it, then they tell you you're too ambitious. What is
Yeah,
mixed signals there, right?
right. You can't have it, but you're too ambitious.
So, now that 10 years in experience, you're able to like see the development evolution because now we have platforms that are open space to everyone. How do you see it? How do you see the opportunities now available for Filipinos to break into journalism or to media? Is it a lot easier, do you think, or still the same struggles?
I would say it's a lot easier, especially because there's so many other platforms that you can be on. I haven't personally tried being on a local news station, so I don't know. But I feel like just looking in Los Angeles demographics, a lot of newscasters. There's a lot of Filipino newscasters here, which is wonderful to see. I don't know how it is in Maryland, but especially Hawaii when I lived there,
Mhm.
a lot of Filipino and Asian newscasters, which was beautiful to see.
Well, I mean, there's like a lot of plus sides because now we have Rob Bonta representing Filipinos as
Yes.
the AG. And again, seeing someone of Filipino ancestry moving up in politics and having a position of power really gives hope for other young Philams who are like, looking for other things. And to see someone like that is just so amazing, truly inspiring. And I can't wait to see how that's going to evolve for Filipinos in California. I can't wait. It's
Yes,
going to be
yes.
great.
Same here. And then it's also showing everybody else in the world, like, hey, we're out there and we are just as talented and just as capable and committed.
Yes, yes, and again, it's these type of people that we love to highlight because it gives opportunities for other people. So yeah, I mean, you've been in this for a long time. You've been a trailblazer. You've broke a lot of
Oh,
grounds. You've created opportunities for yourself and for other people. But could you share any tips or maybe advice for those Filipinos who want to enter media or into journalism?
yes, like I know we talked about it before. If it's something that you truly want to do, don't wait for somebody to give you a chance. Um, and let everybody know that this, hey, I want to be, in media. I want to be a journalist. Give me like what I did. Basically, they looked at me and they're like, "You're an office person. You're never going to be in front of the camera." But just being out there and saying, "This is what I want to do," and
Mhm.
then create your own website, create your own YouTube channel, and do it. It's so easy now. I think there's so many different ways for you to get your word across
Yeah.
and your story across, your message, and then reach out to your community, because like the Filipino community is so loving, so supportive, and I could never have done this without their help and support.
Powerful stuff, and that's what it is. When you have a community behind you, you're unstoppable. And
Yes.
and the one thing that I do want to point out is that, you know, if you believe in what you're doing, if you're very authentic in your passions, people can see that. And that's what that's what I saw when I first came onto your show. That's what I continue to see in all of your programs, because you really highlight the people. You really do it because it's something that you wanted to do. And it really shows the way that you talk to them and have your conversations, because these people feel like their voices are heard, and you've given them platforms over these last 10 years, which has given so many, opportunities for all these Filipinos who are just aspiring to become whatever they want to be. So it's great. It's great to
And
see.
you can do it.
And you can
Don't
do it.
let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, you just got to keep pushing on.
Yeah.
And for you, I mean, I don't know how your industry has evolved. I'm sure it's a lot easier now because you can stay home. But is there anything that you've learned during the pandemic, like self development or things, newfound talents or hobbies?
I did start taking some classes, but I think the one thing I've learned is I like to keep busy, because when the pandemic started, it was like stay at home, and I thought, yes, I finally get to catch up on all these TV shows and movies. And then I got bored. I was like, no, I want to do something else. And so we were like, okay, let's do this segment, let's do this show. I got to reach out to our people.
Yeah. I mean, during the pandemic, you really find ways to innovate. You find ways to kind of like take up your time because, some people have commutes, some people have like, interactions at work or, social clubs. But when that all stopped, it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to learn? Some
Yeah.
people learned new skills. Some people, really had time to work on themselves and self development.
Mhm.
And I think I also read that you're also a classical pianist,
Yeah.
right? And you're
Yes.
still doing that now, or
Yes, I am. It's very relaxing to me, so I love to do it whenever I have free time.
that's awesome. Like hopefully my kids follow that music trend, or not trend, music talents, because I think people who play music have a
Mhm.
little bit more empathy because they can feel with emotions the sound, and it opens up their soul a little bit more. I think
Wow.
music is the universal language. The one thing I've learned from all my travels, that food and music have
Yes.
so much impact on people regardless of where they are, what they're from. They can just create so much emotions. And so, yeah, like when you play an instrument, it really kind of brings you down to earth, because it's just one of those things that, just you can always remember what a sound or a taste or one of your five senses that really creates something inside of you, give you perspective. So
Wow, you're good with words. I was like, I
yeah,
need to write this down. It's so true. It's true
yeah,
though. I've
yeah.
never looked at it that way with music, but with food, I completely agree with you. But now I'm like, yes, you're so right. Can you say that again? Let me write this down.
Oh, these are all the sound bites for the next show. Here you go.
Yes, Connie, feed our soul.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, I mean, it's awesome to have you on the show, and it really just kind of highlighting your talents and everything you've done. But yeah, I mean, it really um shows to who you are, because being able to do this in such a small space and then doing it for so long shows your perseverance, your dedication, and I'm just really happy to show everyone. So let me just kind of check on the if there's any questions on the comments or anything that anyone wants to ask. Go ahead and put it in the comments box right now before Kat has to go. Let me see. Anyone? Everyone just wants to eat now, I think. Food and so what's your favorite food? You said Filipino food, but is it still Filipino food?
Yeah, it's Filipino, and I have to say sushi.
Sushi. Oh, everyone loves sushi.
Yeah, right. I
What's your
could eat that almost every day.
What's your favorite Filipino food?
I love chicken adobo, but anything my mom cooks.
Oh,
My
it's
mom is the best cook.
no, she
But I'm
can't be
sure
because my mom's the best
everyone's
cook.
mom,
Yeah,
everyone's
everyone.
mom is the best cook, right?
Yeah, we'll have to take you to Pampanga. That's the food capital of the Philippines. Oh, that and Cebu,
Ah,
but like, oh man, the food there is so hearty, so rich, so savory. Oh my gosh, it's so
oh,
great. I know.
really?
I'm glad we did this near lunch because then everyone can run home and go ahead and grab some food.
I know I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too just talking about this. Just listening to music and we can go ahead and eat at the same time. So, finally, yeah, I mean, before you go, is there any last thoughts that you wanted to share with our viewers or anything you can get as far as advice?
Um, no, I think basically we covered it, but yes, whatever you want to do, don't let my biggest thing is don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If it's something you truly love to do, go out there and do it and find a way to do it. There's so many resources and reach out. Reach out, find a good group of people that can help you. Find a good role model and reach out to them because you never know, they can help you out.
That goes to sound like a quote I've always I remember that opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, and so most people don't recognize it. But you do have to create the opportunities by working hard and being diligent. And so yeah, it just really like disruptors like you, Kat, who inspire people like me to reach out and reach for their dreams, their passion, work hard every day to make their dreams reality. It's really important. So thank you so much for being
Yeah.
on the show. Thank you for sharing your story. I'd love to have you back on again to
Anytime.
see where. So again, thank you, Kat.
Thank you. Have
You're
a
welcome.
great day, everyone.
So let me perfect. So yeah, I mean that was Kat from Spotlight TV, from Hala Hala with Kat Iniba, a seasoned TV journalist, and someone who's just been killing the game in media for so long. I really can't thank her enough for actually being on the show and just being part of this. And again, to all of our viewers who were here to spend a couple of minutes of your day to listen to her story, and hopefully you were able to get few nuggets of information or maybe some insightful quotes. But it's such a delight to have a talented Filipina to share her and her amazing journey. But I hope each one of you find your passions in life and make a future for yourself. Because really, this is why I created this platform to really highlight individuals who break out of their norm and find out what's important to them. And so I ask all of you, if you know anyone, a business, a person who has an inspiring story, please get into contact with me. I'm always looking for the next inspiring entrepreneur to give their visibility and give them exposure, but most of all, to inspire me and all the viewers. But next week, I'll finally bring out a male entrepreneur. I've been on a roll for, I think I brought 4 women in a row. So finally, I've got a male. He's been a local celebrity around the Washington, D.C. area. Jeremy Canlas, he's a local entrepreneur in DMV, and he's turned his love for food into a growing business. He is the founder of Auntie Boba and has been really steadily expanding his business throughout the area. And I'm really so glad to get him on the show and share his story of success. So again, catch us next Wednesday on May 19th at 2 p.m. East Coast time or 11 a.m. Pacific time. And it'll be right here on Facebook Live on Celebrating Filipino Entrepreneurs. But before I end today's show, I just wanted to ask the audience if there's any people who have an urge to help mold the next generation of young Filipino leaders. It is really important to always create a pipeline of resources, talent, and opportunity for these thriving leaders. And I work for a nonprofit organization called PhilPro, and we are actually looking for volunteers to help mold the youth. So if you know anyone or you want to volunteer, please hashtag volunteer. We're looking for people to educate and inspire and create opportunities for these young Philams so that we can help them grow and make their dreams their reality. So it's always been a passion of mine to give back, and really, it's something that everyone should do. You'll find it enriching and fulfilling, and you'll just be able to create some of the most beautiful contacts and relationships. So again, my name's Alvin Adriano, a Filipino entrepreneur, an advocate for our Filipino community. And if you love what you hear today, please hashtag celebrate and let's keep inspiring each other. So thank you again for joining us today on Celebrating Filipino Entrepreneurs. Till next time, mabuhay.